Poi hanno aggiunto uno slot, 6 e 4 sarà. Bravo. Se invece volete fare una cosa un po'
That's the high-speed train I took from Rome. I'm in Bari Centrale. Now I change to a regional train, which will make a stop at Ostuni, my destination for today. One of the most exciting things about Italian trains is right before they're supposed to depart, platform assignment changes. Ostuni at the train station, from where it's probably about a 1 hour walk uphill into the town. Now, most reasonable people spend €2 and take the bus, but I have a hike coming up and I need the training in my legs. Walking uphill into Ostuni, you pass a grove of amazingly old olive trees. What do we have here, Peter?
We have a beef ragu, beef and pork ragu. So it's a very traditional thing. We've just got a sofrito of onion, celery and carrot with some tomatoes and some beef and some pork belly. So that there is the pork belly. And what we're trying to do is cook it down really, really slowly. And there's some garlic there, of course, as well. And we've got bay leaf and thyme in there just because I had some. And we're just going to let it all kind of simmer down into a lovely unctuous stew, and then we're going to have it over pasta that you've made, orechiette. It's the traditional pasta of Puglia, and it's called, the literal translation is little ears. You'll see the pasta in a short while. Back in there. 18 months later, we revisit this whole thing together. It's extraordinary. You've come across the world, halfway across the world, to revisit our garden and do this again. Anyway, more on. Well, by the way, stick of righteousness.
What do we have here, Peter?
So what's in there is cannellini beans with water, onion, sage and garlic. No more, nothing else.
How long have this been in the oven?
About an hour and 20 minutes. Because cannellini beans take a long time, but what we haven't added is salt yet, because it makes the skins go hard, so it takes longer to cook. At the last minute, we'll add some salt in.
And now you pre-soak these beans overnight,
Oh yes, of course they do overnight,
right?
yeah. They're white beans. In Tuscany, they're called white beans. Down here in Puglia, they're called cannellini beans. Oh, sorry. Good evening, all. Welcome to Peter's garden in Puglia. This is a terracotta pot, and in this pot we have pork belly and beef, along with tomatoes, onions, carrots, celery, bay and thyme and garlic. And we're just trying to cook it into what's called a ragu. Now, your mother, if you come from Ireland, would have made spaghetti bolognese and used it as a weapon. This is actually what Italians would expect to see. And it's taking a little bit of time because you want to break down all the meaty fibres. Now, in a few minutes, or maybe half an hour or so, I should be able to push that against the side. It'll just fall asunder. And this is a meat sauce, not a tomato sauce. I didn't mention that there is also tomatoes in here, making a lovely kind of a soupy, stewy. So we're going to put this back in, we're going to put the lid back on, and we're going to stick that back into the forno a legna, wood-fired oven. Sugar. We've also got the beans going on in there. And actually, do you know what? I'm going to accelerate the process a little bit by putting it on that side into the embers, so it'll be hotter. Good evening, everybody. Back to the beans. Now, these are the cannellini beans, the white beans, the Tuscan beans that my friend Stephen made me cook. We were wondering, had the integrity been compromised? Like, were we into a puree? It seems we're not.
What do we mean by integrity of the beans?
Well, that they wouldn't be
Peter?
like beans anymore. They'd be like porridge.
Try stirring it and see if they fall apart.
One moment, please. I have to get my spoon, which I don't know where it is. Where's the spoon? Now, we're going to have to ask my friend Tony.
Where's our production team?
We've got a little spoon here. And we've got, oh, look. And look at the way the olive oil has sort of emulsified into the water. Can I try one of these? A sneak preview to see what we've got here. Are they cooked enough? Hold on, I'm going to hand my Google Pixel. So what we've got is monster modern technology in a Google Pixel Pro 10, along with a terracotta pot and a cannellini bean. Let's see if they're cooked. Oh my goodness. They are perfect. The only thing they need is a bit of salt, because you don't put salt in because the skins tend to get a bit hard. Oh, Stephen, my dear boy, you've travelled all the way across the world to come for a pot of beans in my garden in Italy. The history of traditional cooking in Italy involves, before World War II, a communal oven in most of the villages. So the baker would bake the bread in the morning, getting up at 4 a.m. to bake the bread for the village, and then the mamas and the nonnas would run down during the course of the day and use the residual heat stored in the refractory brick oven to cook the dinner for the family. After World War II, due to the devastation of Europe, a lot of these artisan bricklayers weren't available anymore to build these ovens. Equally, because of war, a lot of these ovens had been damaged. So Silvio Valoriani, who was a brickmaker from Florence, developed a way of moulding his brick material, his refractory, into sections, which allowed people at home to buy a kit and build their own ovens. So the movement after World War II was to bring the ovens home. And that's what we have here. We have a traditional oven from Tuscany made by Valoriani, and it's in 4 sections. You can bring the kit into your house and build it. Not only does it have great heat retention, and it cooks in a very traditional way. What we've got going on here is 2 terracotta pots, one with white beans, a Tuscan dish, and the other with a ragu, cooking in the embers in the back of the oven. The heat retention is so incredible that it works like an oven. And that's what we're doing here in a Valoriani FVR 80 centimetre.
I'm Ryan, and I am about to enjoy a lovely ragu that we probably spent too long on, really, with some lovely people and with some lovely beer and lovely wine. Yeah, and it's going to be good.
My name's Peter. I'm a loudmouth show-off.
Thumbs up.
I'm Eileen, and myself and Stephen here made the orechiette, which we are having with our ragu and our beans.
What you doing, Peter?
I'm making polpette di pane.
On the windowsill.
On a windowsill in a very hot oil thing that nearly burnt the house down because we forgot about it. We went to the supermarket and left the range on, the stove on. So now we're using the power of the Lord Baby Jesus.
It's named mocha not because of the idea of any kind of chocolate going in it, but for some reason there's a city called Mocha in Yemen, and that's where it's got its name. It's very simple. This piece here has got a pressure regulator in case the pressure gets too high for some reason, it gets clogged. The pressure would come out here instead of the thing actually exploding, because you're going to put water in it and put it up to heat. As a matter of fact, you can't see, but I have water in here just below the level of the pressure relief valve that you can see. So first, that part goes on the heat. Turn the heat on in a minute. And then inside of it goes this strainer basket, and you can see I've filled it with coffee. And that sits right inside, like that. And when the water heats, the steam created will force the hot water through this basket up into this top unit here, and I'll have to screw this on. But then the coffee collects in here, and you can see it comes out through that little tube, and then it drains down, and it just sits there. And then when you hear the water stop being forced, the sound will change, and that's when it's done. Here I've got flame underneath the mocha pot, and I've also got a tea kettle of hot water. I don't have much control over how strong the espresso comes out from the coffee pot, so with the hot water I can dilute the coffee to a consistency that I enjoy. Well, the process goes really quick. I don't think that was even 2 minutes on the heat. And if we look inside the coffee pot now, you can see that there's the coffee finished.